All of the plugins that you add as inserts and even as sends, which we'll talk about in a moment, have a very similar setup. In the header, they have that target button, which I told you about, which allows you to fix a window so it doesn't go away as you bring up other plugins. It also has a section to choose the track, the insert slot, and the type of insert. And you can change all of that without leaving the plugin window. There's also a section on automation, which we'll talk about in a minute. We have the bypass button, which turns off temporarily the plugin so we don't hear it. Let me turn on this EQ here. Solo my track. And we'll bring up the high. Let me bypass it. Turn it back on. Now, there's a preset menu which lets me choose any of the factory presets. How about mids only? How about no kick drum? And factory default just flattens everything out. Now, when I make a change, you'll notice the compare button lights up. That allows me to switch between the setting I had previously and the setting I made. So it toggles between two settings. I can step through my presets using the plus and minus keys. You'll see the presets are changing there. Or I can bring up all of my presets at once, and I can see them here, and I can just choose them. I can even have Pro Tools increment them automatically every 3 seconds, for example, and I can change that. So watch what happens as I play the song. Every 3 seconds, Pro Tools automatically switches to a different setting. So I can have it automatically show me the different EQs without me having to touch anything. That's a pretty nice feature. Of course, I can create my own presets. I can dial in one that I like. I go up here to this arrow, and I can save my settings. And now, in the preset list, you'll see under Session Settings, my preset. We have a couple of options of where we save the preset. We can save the plugin to our session folder, which means that the plugin setting is stored with this particular song, but if I bring up another song, I won't see it there. Or I can save it with my root settings, which means it will be available with every song that I bring up. I can change where the root settings folder is, although I tend to leave that where it is. And then I can copy settings. So I'll copy the settings I have here, and then now I'll bring up my other EQ here, and I'll choose from the arrow, paste settings, and we'll paste the settings that I just made. Any control will allow me to dial in a setting with my mouse. If I hold down the Command key while I move my mouse, it moves in smaller increments. And then, of course, I can click on a field and type in a value. I can quickly bypass an insert without bringing it up by command clicking it. It turns dark, which means it's not being used. And now I'll unbypass it by command clicking it again. I can also right-click it and choose bypass. Now, what's the difference between bypass and make inactive? Well, bypass just temporarily turns it off. Make inactive actually takes it out of memory temporarily so that you're not actually using any processing power. So if I make it inactive, you'll see it actually dims it. That's a great way to free up some processing power if your computer is running sluggish or if Pro Tools is complaining.